We're going to be working on multiplication today. Multiplying numbers with decimals. So, let's go back to our notes. Multiplying with decimals. Now, we worked on multiplying before, in last chapter. We worked on multiplying before. And we said that you have to multiply each digit by every other digit in the number. Alright? So, what we're going to be doing today is doing that multiplication, but at the end, once we finish the multiplication, then you're going to be putting in the decimal point. Okay? So first, multiply the numbers as normal, or maybe I should say usual. Multiply the numbers as usual. Probably a better way to say it. As usual, as you would normally multiply the numbers. So look at this example. 1 and 163 thousandths, Emily, times 40. A decimal number times a whole number. And I put in 1 0 there. Okay? Could you put a row of zeros in? You could, but you really only need one of them. Alright? Because otherwise you're adding 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Remember? When we said we're multiplying by numbers that are powers of 10, you can just put the 0 in the answer. You can do the same thing. Put the 0 in the answer. Then go on to the next one. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. 4 times 1 is 4. Come on, guys. Show me slant. Stay here. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. 4 times 1 is 4. So, our digits that we found, and this isn't the answer yet, this is just the digits. 4, 6, 5, 2, 0, right? Now go to step 3. Step 3 is to go back to the problem and count the number of digits that are behind a decimal point. So find the decimal point. And in this number, there are 3 digits behind the decimal point. So I wrote 3 places. There are 3 places behind the decimal point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
See where we get 3 places from, everyone?
Yeah.
1, 6, and 3 are behind or to the right of the decimal point. Okay? Are there any numbers behind the decimal point in this number? So the total places are 3 places. That's it. There are 3 places behind the decimal point. So after you've written the digits from multiplication, then move the decimal point into the answer where it belongs. You count in from the right. 1, 2, 3 for these 3, and then put the decimal point in. So the answer is 46 and 52 hundredths. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is that a close estimate? 40 times 1 is about 40, and our answer is 46.
Yeah.
What if we put the decimal point here? Would that be a close estimate? 465 and 2/10? No, that would be a bad estimate, right? Then there's something wrong. So you can use estimation to check your answer. Any questions? All right, let's go to this one. Let's go back and look at, one of the things you had to do for today's assignment was to put the decimal point in. Where would the decimal point belong in this answer? Come on, everyone. Emily, look up here. Abby? This is 2? How many numbers are there that are behind a decimal point?
Behind the first 2.
Yeah, behind the first 2. Is that what you meant? So in front of this 2 and behind there? Yeah. Yep. Now, here's why. 2 reasons. 1, what's 3 times 9, class? 3 times 9 is 27, right? So, what number, where would we put the decimal point to get a number close to 27? After the 8, right? To 28. Here's another reason. When we're putting the decimal point in, 1 and 1, both of these numbers are to the right of a decimal point. So there's 2 total places behind a decimal. That means we move the decimal point 2 places in. Okay? Let's go to your assignment for today. Let's do a few of these problems together. Starting with number 12. Yep. I'm going to help you with your assignment right now. 5 times 7.3. Write that down. 5 times 7.3. And then they give us 365. Where should the decimal point go? First, use estimation. What's the best estimate of this? Lindsay? So, what's the best estimate? 5 times 7, which is 35, right? Now, where could we put the decimal point to get an answer close to 35? Liz?
You can put it after the 6 because for 5,
Right.
so then the 0 will go on the 5.
And how many places are there in the problem that are behind a decimal point? Bryce? 1. And look, in our answer, there is 1 place behind the decimal point. Max?
When you multiply the numbers, if it equals 35, then if you do it, then how would you get 36?
Well, because of the point 3, we would, when we do the actual problem, we would get this. 15, right? 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36. So those are the digits. And then we would go back and count the numbers that are behind the decimal point. 3 is behind the decimal point. There aren't any other numbers or any other digits behind the decimal point. So it's just one place in, which is this answer, 36.5. Okay. So that's how you get 36.5 from our estimate 35. Does that answer your question? Does that make sense?
Not as much confused on that one as I am the one above it. How do you get 28?
How you get 28 when the estimate's 27?
Well,
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, do the 0.1 times the 0.1 or
Yeah, if you would set up this problem, and do the math, 3.1 times 9.1. We got to set it up this way in order to multiply it, right? And then we go back to our procedure, and you just multiply it as usual. So we ignore the decimal points and multiply 1 times 1, 1 times 3. Then, since we're using the 9, we put a 0 here. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, right? So we add these together. 1, 12, 8, 2. There's the digits. Okay? And then the 1 has a place. There's another 1. So we have to move this decimal point in 2 places at the end. 28.21. This is the actual answer to this problem. Does that make sense? Does everyone see how to do this?
Yeah.
Let's try another one. This time, go to number 20. This will also be part of your assignment. So do this with me. .8 times 5.2. It says first estimate. So on your paper, right, estimate. And then round the numbers. Stay with me. Come on. 1.8 rounds to what, class? 2. 5.2 rounds to 5. So the estimate is 10. Now do the actual problem. Do that right now. See if you can get the right answer, and then I'm going to put it up here. Multiply this out. Then go on to number 22.
On YouTube, like you always, do you always have to write the problem out?
Yes, you always have to write the problem out.
Even if it's easy?
Yes, even if it's easy.
Oh. Yeah.
If I didn't want you to write the problem out, Alex, then I'd give you 40 problems of math. But I only usually give you 12 or 15 problems because I know it's going to take you a little bit longer to write the problems out.
First thing.
Check your work. Number 22. Now for an estimate. times 1, isn't it?
Oh,
But this is a basic fact, isn't it? What's 8 times 7, class?
56.
Good. Now, how many places behind the decimal point? 1, the 8 is, and the 7 is. So how many are there?
2.
2 numbers, the 8 and the 7. So count 2 numbers in, and put the decimal point. 0 and 56 hundredths. Okay? These two are like the ones you'll have to do tomorrow on the quiz. So practice these problems, okay? Any questions on what we're doing? Any questions at all? All right.